Yo, 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 this is Marvin Priest and this is One for the Road. You done know.
Yo, right now, this is William Gone, and this is One for the Road. You heard?
All right, boy. This is Rince, and this is One for the Road. Shout out to MC. Let's get it.
We're here with another One for the Road with special guest, an all-round entrepreneur, fitness freak, man. You know, I seen his Instagram, man, and I'm like, yo, I need to, get in the gym one day with him, man. I don't know too much about you, bro, but this is another One for the Road, and this is what it is, the podcast. We get to know you a little bit more. So yeah, thanks for coming down, man. Making the time, man.
Nah, thanks for having me on, brother. We fucked up the first, episode, but we got it done, and I did want to get it done with you before I leave because, it's, as you saying before, it's good to get one in the bank, and it's good to connect with different people. Do you know what I mean? And learn about you, learn about your show and all of that, and cross traction also works very well too. So my audience is going to see you and vice versa, and that's how it works. So.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I think people need to hear stories about people who have things to say and who have done things and who are evolving and growing. I've heard from the other podcasts that you've done a lot of growing and evolving, and that's what I'm all about too. We can't stay the same. We've got to constantly change. It's a big sort of topic to talk about. But what's been the week, man? What's been happening since you're down in Melbourne? Are you from Melbourne or
from Gold Coast?
Oh, right. Yeah,
we're gonna move here. There's just so much more happening here, man. Like so much more exposure, so many more opportunities, bigger and better, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. What do you mean by that? Because Melbourne's always been like the creative cafe culture thing, but they never get shit done.
Yeah,
but
right.
Then Gold Coast is like, it's just on and popping and everything's like the festivals, and Sydney's obviously the Mecca. But what's your perspective on Melbourne now?
I don't know, man. Maybe because I've lived in Goldie, most of my life, that I feel like I've worked with everyone there. You know what I mean? And it's like a fresh scene here, and people that I haven't worked with, new gyms, new people like this that want me on, and I'm just enjoying it. So we'll play with it and see what happens. But I think it's good to go to every, it's not good to just stay in one place. It's good to expand and just get your foot in every door, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. So
I don't think we'll really stay, we'll go to Sydney and then we'll go to Gold Coast, and then, we want to do a lot around the world next year. So yeah, just see where it takes us.
Yeah, definitely seems like you want to make an impact.
Yeah, definitely.
What kind of impact do you want to make, and how are you going about it?
So I'm going about it obviously all through my social media and my own podcast, and jumping on other podcasts like yourself. Main impact I want to do is just help people through, there's a wide variety of things I want to do, but mainly help people through mental health and through their struggles, and basically believe in themselves. And there's just a lot of people out there struggling, man, that they don't really know what to do. They don't have the support. And they're a little bit lost, and I was like that years ago, and I'm sure we've all been like that. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, no matter where you've been or what situation you're in, you can always bounce and come out of it. And that's what I want people to hear, that if you're struggling right now, or you're addicted to drugs, or you woke up depressed, or you've got suicidal thoughts, it's not the end of the world. Do you know what I mean? It's just a bad day, and there's more light ahead tomorrow, or in the future. So
yeah, when you're in that dark place, you really think, even if I had a Ferrari tomorrow, or I made $1 million, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah,
it's like nothing that, if there was $1 million on the table right now, we'd probably be having a good time. You know what I'm saying?
Hard.
Yeah. But when you're down in the dumps, man, it's a real, you can't get out of it. But you're saying you can, and I know from my own experiences, yeah, you definitely can. How do you feel like people can get out of it when they're really there? Is it just like you can snap out of it, or is it a long process? Or do you think that people in their lives kind of have to go through this kind of experience to really find themselves?
Yeah, you said it well there. I think you can snap out of it fairly quickly if you have, first of all, the right circle and support crew. That's the main thing. Do you know what I mean? You hang around the wrong people, which I was doing, and it just brings everything's wrong. Do you know what I mean? You hang around people addicted to drugs, and they don't have ambitions and goals and all of this type of stuff. And maybe that's just what you do the rest of your life. So you have to evolve around people that are wanting to actually level up, and they've got a vision in life, and they have a why when they wake up. Do you know what I mean? Um, and your second question was, yeah, like I think you do have to hit a low in your life at some point, whether it's as a kid, as a teenager, as an adult, to rebound back and hit that high, if that makes sense. Not everyone's perfect, and we all go through struggles, but that's part of life. Do you know what I mean? And it's how you take on that and how you look through it, and how you actually overcome it, which is the main thing in life. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah.
how you overcome that. Like, you got to look at it and kind of go, well, what am I doing wrong? Or why am I depressed? Or why am I in this situation? And then you got to overcome that.
Yeah, and would you say it's like to do with your physical fitness, your being healthy overall, your friendship circle?
Yeah.
It's like a combination of things. It's not just like, oh, no, I'm just going to go to the gym and
Yeah.
just smash it out. Like, that's one part of it. What are some of the things, like the pillars of recovery, do you think are
um
important?
it's actually very simple. You know what I mean? It's shit we learn when we grow up, but we overcomplicate it in life. But obviously, nutrition plays a big part. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many people out there now that they're not even eating anything that is actually nutritious. Do you know what I mean? And they don't even drink. Some people don't even drink water,
Yeah.
and then they wake up and they'll have coffee, and then they'll go straight to a cigarette, and then they won't eat, and then they won't actually move all day. And it's like, there's three things straight off the bat that it's like, that's why you're feeling shit, depressed, you're moody, you're angry, all of these things. You know what I mean? And it's just like like, obviously you can go into detail and depth
Mm.
more and more and more, but just keep it simple, man. Like, I think everyone should exercise for at least an hour a day. And that doesn't mean you have to go to the gym and you be bulky and all this shit. Like, people take it the wrong way. Like, go for a walk for an hour. Anyone right now, like, if you physically can go for a walk, like, you can walk, anyone can do that in their day. Do you know what I mean? We all have the same 24 hours. So that's one simple thing that I recommend, is like, go for a walk. Not only is the body designed to move, but the oxygen, like, it creates better thoughts than just sitting inside. Or because I find that when you sit inside and you don't exercise, that's when your thoughts become worse and worse. Do you know what I mean?
I think fresh air is, yeah, as you said, like that's why you see people going on walks, like older people. Like you're like,
Mm,
why are these like old guys going on walks and stuff? Like, what's the point? It's a waste of time.
yeah,
But it's like, no, even just the fresh air itself
hard.
just kind of reinvigorates your body and stabilizes your mind.
Yeah, and then, like, obviously the second point is nutrition. Once again, I'm not saying you have to sit here and eat chicken and broccoli. Like, that's extreme, but don't just fill yourself with packet food, and you got to have some whole food and some water, and you got to have some nutrients in your actual life. The body's designed to have that. And I think there's so many people out there now that are just, they're lazy, first of all, or they're lazy, basically. So what they'll do is they'll finish a hard day of work, or they'll wake up and they'll just go through the drive-through at Macca's or Starbucks or whatever it is, and that's all they eat. And it's like,
It's like they need to flick the switch though, because
yeah,
it's like they're lazy, but they're just accustomed to this lifestyle.
eh,
And I've heard from some of your stories, you flicked the switch. How did you, and when was that moment that you flicked the switch? Because it only comes, I think, through real trials and tribulations.
yeah. I obviously suffered a lot of stuff, like, like almost going to jail, my family trying to kick me out. Like, mine was in depth, but I think you just got to flick the switch when you feel like you've had enough. You've fucking had enough of the life you're living. And it's just as simple as that. Do you know what I mean? You know deep down if you're not happy or you're happy with your life. And if you're not happy, I don't care who is around you, who is telling you to change, your parents, whatever, only you can change. And it's really just comes down to self-respect, and you just got to fucking change your life. And that's as simple as it is. If you
Mm.
truly want to change your life, you will make a change. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Like, if you truly want to get me on the podcast or expand your show, or you'll fucking work on it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You make a priority of what you actually want to prioritize. And it just comes down to that.
Yeah, yeah. So how long ago did you make that change?
Um man, like probably like 3 years ago.
And in those 2-3 years, what's been the results like from your life previous to now?
Healthier, happier, better friendship and circle.
Explain your happiness, like, because like using whatever, if you use drugs or you use certain things, or eating even unhealthily, you go to Macca's and you have a Big Mac meal, you're kind of happy for like while you're eating it, but then
Yeah,
later on you're not.
dopamine.
Yeah, dopamine. How's
Yeah.
your happiness now compared to where it was before? How would you describe happiness?
Man, like obviously I'm a lot happier now. Like happiness is being content with yourself. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just happy. I'm content with my own space, and I'm happy to just like I could go home tonight and sit on my bed like with my dog or something, and I will be content. But people don't find happiness in that because they need to seek validation from someone else or a girl, or they need to have that attention, and that's all good. Do you know what I mean? But you truly need to be happy with within yourself, and that takes time. Do you know what I mean? But if you can truly not be content with yourself in life or happy, man, that's like the key to life. Do you know what I mean? That's everything. You need to be happy within yourself before you seek someone else's do you know what I mean?
The validation, definitely. Like we all like to wear nice clothes or have a nice car,
But like you need to love yourself
Mm.
before you try love someone else.
yeah.
And that's where people go wrong. They try get the love from someone else, or they try love someone else, but they don't even love themselves.
Yeah. Okay, so now you can love yourself like for who you are,
Mm.
but back then was it just kind of like you were putting on a front, or you're trying to impress other people?
Yeah, put it on basically like a fake perception of me to make other people try love me more and
Yeah.
try be like, oh well, he's the bee's knees, or he looks good, or do you know what I mean? So it was all just like
I think
kind
it's part of growing up, though. I
It
think when
is.
you're young, a young man especially, like we've got to kind of like turn up, Like I got my,
Yeah.
not as many as you, but I kind
You're
of like
getting there.
I saw a few guys in Cali, they're all tatted up, and I'm like, yeah, man, like these guys like look hard, like they look like they got shit going on. Let me get my own like stamp of approval.
Yeah, and we all go through that.
Is that
you know
why?
what I mean?
Is that what how you got all? You're pretty tatted. Like was that part of it?
Yeah, that's how it started. Like I
Yeah.
looked up to people with like a half sleeve, and I was like, man, that looks sick. Like I'll get that. But then, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you just got to do what you want to do and what
Yeah.
makes you happy.
It's true.
Like it starts like that, but then it doesn't end like that.
But just
you
like tattoos, like once you get it, you can't get rid of it. Just like maybe taking drugs, once you take a drug, you can't kind of forget it. Or once you have that Big Mac, you kind of like, oh, that's what it tastes like.
Yeah.
So
that's straight out.
to this platform's all about sort of uplifting people as well, and kind of giving them some wisdom before they actually go through it. What would you say to people watching at the moment that are like, no, this guy looks hard, like, oh, TMC, like, yeah, I want to be like these guys or whatever. You're saying maybe it's okay just to kind of like take a break, chill, and like work life out, and then hit your goals. Like, how would you decipher that kind of way about going about life? Because I know as young adults, like we want to really turn up and show up and show out.
Yeah.
How do you find the balance? Like, what would you say now in retrospect to like a younger you?
I think the best advice is it's you versus you, and you look in the mirror and that's the only competition, and it is true. Like obviously we still like I will still sit there and I might go, well, my podcast is doing a little bit better, or I need to get my content up, or do you know what I mean? Or I need to maybe just trim down a bit, but
Healthy competition.
healthy, not to an extent where I'm like, fuck, that podcast is better than mine, I'm gonna go fucking hang myself. That's too far. No, like seriously, man.
Yeah, bro, you could
People-
feel like, yeah.
People overanalyze and they compare them. Comparison is the thief of joy. I say it all the time. People compare themselves so much to others that they get so down and depressed, and it shouldn't get to that stage. Do you know what I mean? Healthy comparison is good, but at the end of the day, if you're doing the absolute best that you can every single day, that's physically all you can do, brother. And there's no it doesn't matter if someone's doing better than you, because you're doing what you can do, and that's life.
Do you think in life you have, like, some people growing up, they're like, I've got a good family, I've got great friends, I need a bit of turmoil or tragedy in my life to become, because I think, yeah, you definitely need something in your life to kind of go wrong for it to become really good. Do you think people should seek out drama, like, or seek out bad experiences to some degree, or put themselves in difficult situations? Or do you think if you've got a good upbringing,
I
you
don't
should
think they
accept?
should do it like that, but I think you should do stuff that challenges you. And there's a lot of people you hear all the time, like, if you're scared of something, I recommend you do that to a degree. Do you know what I mean? But majority of the population, they get scared of something and they see that the failure and they don't embrace it. You need to embrace that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, everything that's hard is usually good for you. And it's as simple as that.
So what are some of the things that people can do that have got an awesome upbringing that they can go out and explore? Like maybe it's public speaking, or the gym.
Yeah, man. As in, like,
Yeah, like there's some things that you see that some people could get into. Like, is it?
do stuff that you fear, like, straight out. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
okay.
Like, if, like, I'm actually gonna go do something when we go back, is like, I'm shit scared of heights. But like, you know what I mean? But I'm gonna go is skydiving? Is that what we call it?
Bro, that's crazy.
No, dead set. Like, I'm shit scared, but
Shit.
I think once I do that, everything else becomes easy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know what you're scared of or what you fear, but I think just do a few things that you really is out of your comfort zone, and that'll really level you up.
Yeah, I bungee jumped in Mexico when I was 19.
Oh, damn.
I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna fucking jump off this shit. Like, it's gonna
How
be
bad
sick.
was it?
Bro, I felt like I was dying.
Fuck.
They're like, okay, uno, dos, tres, bungee, right? And when they say bungee, you gotta jump. And I was like, fucking, I'm jumping.
Did you jump?
I just fucking just fell off, bro, because I was
So
so
they didn't
scared.
like push you. You know when they like
Nah. I think that's probably easier in a sense, because like you don't have to make the call to literally step off an edge, bro. Like,
Bro,
it was trippy.
I reckon bungee jumping would be worse than skydiving.
I think so.
Hard
yeah.
out. Because skydiving, you usually got someone on your back, and apparently once you jump out, like, the first 5 seconds is bad, but then it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Same
And
with the
that's-
bungee. Once I hit the
Yeah.
spring, I was like, I'm alive, bro. Like, it was mad. So
But
yeah,
do you know what the key concept is to that? I think that's like anything that you fear or failure. Like, I could go, oh, I don't like, I fear sprinting. Like, I hate sprinting or something. You know what I mean?
yeah.
But once you're in it, like, the first little bit's hard, but then it becomes easy. And that's what I mean. If you embrace something that you're scared of or out of your comfort zone, it will be hard for the first little bit, but then it will become easy.
Yeah, you don't want to be living in fear. You want to hit it head on almost, or just accept it. It's okay to feel scared of something within yourself.
Absolutely. If
Yeah.
you don't feel scared of something, there's something not right.
Yeah. So how do you go about like, now that you know yourself, like Drake says, you got to know yourself, how do you go about strategizing your day or your week? Take us through like a typical week, because I see, man, you're active, man, you're out there, and like, I personally want to know, like, how do you go about doing what you do? Is it like, you do fitness as well, like you do personal training,
Online coaching.
online
Yeah.
coaching,
So
right?
I don't do any face to face. It's all, I got like an app set it up.
Wow.
So yeah, I've got like a customized app, which is like, I don't do anything. It's all set up. Like, I've recorded everything, and then I just got a few VIP people, which, like, you do your weekly calls and that. So that kind of pretty much takes care of itself. The podcast, obviously, I get on who I want, and I try to jump on as many people as I can to spread my message. And then the modeling brand work is just who hits me up or who I hit up. Then it's all just a combination of that. And
How long did
trying
it
to-
take you to kind of set those things up? Because I think some people think, oh, yep, you can sign up for an online course, learn everything, and just copy and clone it and make an Instagram page. But how long did it take you to build your following and create your apps? And
Man, like, I did it fairly quickly, and I'm not saying everyone can do that, but I grinded, you know what I mean? Within 2 years, it's all happened. So
well,
very,
2 years
very-
is still some time. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, it
Like,
is. But
And what kind of, like, how many hours are you talking about? Like, you waking up at what time, and what time you going to bed? Are you doing the Elon Musk thing where you doing like
So
18-hour days or some shit.
I'm not an early riser. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
It's something I need to work
No
on.
kids, right?
No kids.
Yeah, that's
Fuck,
probably
bro. I
the
can't
reason.
even control myself.
For the-
So say for example, I'll wake at 9:00. I'll literally shower and literally walk out the door, start my day with cardio. But cardio, when I say cardio, I've got my phone. Everything's from my phone, so I'm just doing my work that whole hour. So from pretty much 9:00, man, like I can go to bed at 1 p.m. Like pretty much, I'm not even kidding.
Or 1 a.m.
Yeah, 1 a.m.
Yeah.
So besides the hour I work out, maybe an hour where I just relax. That's
So
it.
you wake up at 9, shower, cardio shower.
But cardio's work. So from 9 till like I'm doing stuff the whole time.
Right.
Yeah. So the whole time.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. So you cardio as in like you're training cardio yourself. You're doing your exercise.
Yeah.
And then you're on your
But
phone.
while I'm doing cardio, I'm working.
Oh, right.
Double
yeah.
whammy. Right. Everything's like, you know what I mean?
So you're
Bang for your buck.
doing like a treadmill.
Yeah.
And you're on your phone.
Yeah.
You're smashing that. That's intense.
Yeah.
Man. And you're productive.
Yeah, bro, like I'm not gonna lie, like I scroll Instagram a bit just to scroll. That would be at night for maybe an hour max.
Yeah.
So all those other hours, it could be replying to clients, replying to setting up my week, organizing podcasts, setting up my next post and my grid, and you know how it is. Like,
What, do you have the iPhone Max or some shit? Like you must have like a big screen, bro, or something.
just normal phone,
the
bro? I
normal-
just fucking get it done.
Get
Too
it.
many people they want everything handed to them on a platter, bro. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, if you want something, you'll work for it. You know what I mean?
That's epic, man.
Yeah.
Nah,
Same as my content creator Jay. Like,
Yeah.
the minute he wakes until, besides the hour we train and maybe we do something else.
Yeah.
We just get shit done.
Yep. And then do you have downtime throughout the week, or some days you just smash it and then
That's something we need to work on.
Yeah.
Like I was on the phone to you before, you know what I mean? I was like, I don't know if I can do this, but we always just push through and get it done. Do you know what I mean? Because I like to see the reward and I like to see the end goal. And like, do you know what I mean? I like helping people and seeing everything that I put come to realization. And that's what keeps me going.
yeah.
It is hard, but yeah, hard, like you got to embrace the hard stuff. Do you know what I mean? I could have easily said, oh, I won't do that podcast tonight. I'll have a rest. You know what I mean? But if I said that every single night, would I get anything done? And that's
No,
what people need to
exactly.
realize.
No, I appreciate it, man. Because schedules are crazy. Like, it's,
Yeah.
as you know, man. Like, it's just as creators, it's good to have that common ground where it's like, oh shit, I can't do it. Can you do it the other day? And it's like, yeah, you can or you can't. It's like at the end of the day, man, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
100%.
But you've got to do the push-ups and the pull-ups, man. I was just in Port Melbourne before. Like, there's an outdoor gym. Like, fucking go for a run, bro. Like,
Fuck yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, put my skins on, whatever. Go.
It's
for
hard,
shorts.
but like you
Yeah.
feel better now, don't you?
Yeah, yeah. But it was like it was a pissed workout. Like,
Yeah.
but it was 3 sets,
But-
and for a run, whatever, But you got to get it done.
In saying that too, man, like I like to say it too, it doesn't always have to be like in terms of training or whatever, it doesn't always have to be the most intense workout or the biggest podcast or the biggest photo shoot. As long as you just get something done, that's the main thing.
It's purpose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything's better than nothing, man.
Yeah. No, definitely, man. I feel you. But then you've got to also budget your day as well. You can't be saying yes to everything. How do you?
Yeah.
What do you say no to, and how do you go about doing business? What are some strategies that you have that keep you on the trajectory going up and not down? Because I know a lot of people might ask for shout outs or handouts or things, and you're like, yeah, you keep giving and giving. Have you ever got to the point where you feel like you've just given so much and you're just depleted?
Right now. Yeah, every single day, bro.
Right.
I've started to scale back. Like, yeah, I want to try find someone to do my messages now. Because it's just tiring. Do you know what I mean? It's not that I don't want to reply. Like, I'm the most giving person, but you can only give so much to each person. Do you know what I mean? And everyone just wants to take a little bit of your good energy, but they don't necessarily want to give it back. So it is a hard one, man. But like, I'm not gonna lie, I say yes to pretty much everything.
Yeah.
literally everything, just because I see it getting ahead, or I see the value out of it in terms of like a job or a brand or a podcast, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just my kind of mentality. I like to just get shit done.
Yeah, it's not an easy answer because it's a delicate balance of like, being a yes man, but also saying no to certain things,
Yeah.
because like I've had, like record labels hit me up and stuff, and from like New York and Sony and Universal and stuff, and I'm like, wow, this is epic. But then they're hitting me up saying like, how did you fucking do what you're doing? And I'm like, oh yeah, this is kind of a bit of my journey. Like, wait a second, wait, they're trying to take my sauce, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, like I've got to learn to, like as I said, scale back.
100%. It's the hardest thing, bro. As humans, it's the hardest thing to do, but there's no real answers. You know what I mean? You got to know when yourself, if you truly have overstepped it, or you're just run down, and you got to scale back. Only you can decide that.
Can't just bench the fucking 200s every day.
I
What do you
wish.
bench? What do you?
Oh, bro, I don't really train for that anymore.
Yeah.
I actually, bro, 100 kilos.
Yeah, it's decent, bro.
Just train for fun, man. Like before, we just
100,
train.
fucking 100, shit, bro.
Yeah, like we were just doing push-ups for like just for reps, and just having fun with it. Endorphins, blood flow, the brain.
Do you do pull-ups and stuff as well?
Yeah, man. Like you just feel good. Like more circuit training now, like medium weight. You know what I mean? Not sitting there trying to hit a PB and impress people, and you know what I mean?
There's a certain level, isn't there? Like, do they say, is it like you're supposed to bench your own body weight? Is that decent? And then you deadlift double your body weight?
Yeah.
Is that kind of like a fair?
Yeah.
That's where I'm at the moment.
Yeah. What do you bench? What do you
25 on each side. I've done like 30 on each side. So that's 60 plus the bar, like 80 or something.
And how much do you weigh?
Probably like 75.
That's pretty good. For how many reps though?
I think with Ben, we did fucking like 12.
Oh, that's good, bro. That's high reps.
I was going hard.
Yeah, yeah.
That's max.
Yeah,
bro.
see, if you scaled that down to 1 or 2 reps, you'd easily get 120 kilos. Like, do you know what I mean?
Ooh, yeah, shit, man. We'll see about that, bro. But yeah. No, it's just good to know, like personally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I don't get into the gym as much as I should, I've got all these
Yeah.
commitments and stuff. But yeah, I feel you, man. It's good to kind of, push yourself. But there's a level like that people go to where they're fucking maxing all the way out.
Yeah.
What would you say to that? Like, is that healthy to kind of like?
Depends on your goal, bro. Like, if you're a fucking powerlifter, that's what you're born and bred to do. If that's your profession, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you're trying to if you're trying to go all out and
healthy, to be healthy, a strong, healthy male, like.
Doesn't matter. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter the amount that you lift. That doesn't mean anything in life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. No, it's good to know, man.
Yeah.
My brother's fucking going
But like,
hard.
if you enjoy it, go for it. But it doesn't define life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, thanks, man. No, because my brother's like, he's got a few million TikTok followers and shit. He's getting so fucking big. Yeah, man.
Fuck, I wonder what's
Yeah,
he?
James McCartney. He does
Man, I'm
TikToks and stuff.
shocking with
There's so
names,
many.
But
Yeah.
I would have seen him.
Yeah, I'll show him after. Yeah,
Yeah.
He's a legend, man. And
He trains
Yeah,
like hectic. Like,
it's getting hectic.
so he just does uploads.
He knows you.
Just uploads workout videos.
Yeah,
and stuff?
now he does. Before he did like the whole like go up to people on the street and ask them
Yeah.
questions and stuff. Yeah, like 10, 15 million, 25 million views.
Is
and
he
stuff.
Mel?
Yeah, he's like he won like the top 3 of TikTokers in Australia. Like,
Bro, I'll probably know. Get him up. Get him up. I know my face. Where does he train?
fucking good question. He trains at
James, he does sound familiar.
yeah, no, he's good. Yeah, oh, we're doing this audio now. I'll show you after, but yeah, there he is,
Yeah.
James. Where is he? Yeah, James. I don't know if you've seen him.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I have.
yeah, cool.
Bro,
No,
he's
he knows
big.
you. Yeah,
Yeah. Where does he train?
yeah.
You don't know?
Yeah, I see him, here and there and that. But I love him, he's a young kid. But
Tell him to hit me up for a session.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you could talk to him a little bit about.
But he's younger, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, he would have been. I feel like I'm matured through that, and he's kind of. Everyone goes through it, you know what I mean?
But hopefully, I just want someone to guide him through it. And
Yeah.
go like, get big, but there's different kind of.
There's more to life,
there's-
bro.
Mm.
Like, it is fun, and you have that where you want to get bigger and impress ladies, but so much more.
No,
to
he's got a
life.
good lady already. I think he's found something that he's really good, like committed to.
Yeah,
And for all the young guys out there too, like it's good to be committed to something. Like commitments
absolutely.
a dying kind of
Oh,
thing at the moment. People don't want to commit to relationships. They don't want to commit to hard work. They don't want to commit to all these things. But yeah, there's a certain level of
bro, like at the end of the day, I'd rather him be committed to lifting heavy weights and exercising than be, you know, committed to ice or heroin or, you know what I mean?
Shit,
No, I'm being
bro.
straight up. Like
Yeah,
it's definitely a healthier habit to have than a lot of other habits that people have. So
What do you see? Yeah, do you see kids out there like struggling? Like, what's your experience like? You know, from Gold Coast, like how's the youth up there? Are they doing all right or?
I think there's people struggling everywhere around the world, everywhere. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
And that's your goal. That's your goal to kind of like bring some light to them and.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Just know that you don't have to be in that situation for the rest of your life. And yeah, there's better things to do than just to live endlessly and wake up and just revolve your day around drugs. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not going to sit here and say I don't do them or anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I think it just comes down to balance and your balance is a good word. Do you know what I mean?
It's the best.
Yeah. Like I like to say this all the time. Like we could sit here and have like 3 beers or whatever now, and we could have that every single night for the rest of our lives. We'd probably be okay. But if we, you know, drank a whole bottle of vodka right now and we did that every single night for the rest of our lives,
Maybe for the next podcast.
there's going to be side effects
Yeah.
and there's going to be consequences. And that's what people need to understand.
Yeah.
Just balance, moderation.
And then like, you know, the 3 beers, if you don't have it for like all week and you have 3 beers, you're gonna be fucking off your head.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be like a mad buzz.
Yeah. And that's why it's good to just, you know, do it just, you know, every now and again.
Yeah, yes. So how do you go about navigating in 2023, man? Like there's so much, as we were talking about before, like there's so much information out there. How do you form your values? And what are your values about the world at the moment? Like, what do you see in a general broad sense, whether it be political, like about the war and stuff? Like, do you see the future of humanity going in a, like, what's the possibility for us? You know, do you see?
Bro, I'm gonna be straight up. I got no fucking idea. This world is crazy. Like you look at what's happened this year, COVID, all this shit. Like, I don't even know TV. I never watch TV. I haven't watched TV in years. Like, I just think it's all bullshit. I think the world's corrupt, and I think at the end of the day, just do what you want to do.
Yeah,
I'm being straight up.
Be an individual and kind of.
Yeah, you know, you hear Andrew Tate, you know, say his opinion, and he gets fucking. Everyone hates him. You know what I mean? It's like at the end of the day, bro, you're always gonna have haters. You're always gonna have people.
Well, everyone hates him, but a lot of people love him.
Yeah, but that's like anything. You know what I mean? You're always gonna have haters and lovers. But you could try please everyone. You're still gonna have haters. So, fuck, my thing's all crackly.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like real crackly.
Oh, maybe it's this. Hey, you sitting on it, bro?
Hello.
Can you plug it back in?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, you're sitting on the cable, bro.
Yeah, it's all
Dennis. He's getting it. He's
Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace. Fucking Dennis.
Yeah, man. Like at the end of the day, like I'm just relying back to when I used to try please everyone, like online and through my look and that. Still had haters. So just do what you want to do. Do what makes you happy.
Yeah,
that's it.
No, it's good, man. Like from my perspective of seeing your Instagram, I'm like, I don't know who you are. Like, you know, you look awesome. Like you're fit and you look cool and stuff, and you're doing your thing. But there are some people out there that, I don't know, I feel like can be quite manipulative as well to get to where they are. And talking to you now, it just feels like just an honest person. You're successful.
Yeah.
So that's
Thank
awesome.
you, man. And vice versa. And that's why I think these chats are so good to have. Like ever since I started the podcast, and you're going to find this because you're only just dipping into the podcast world and seeing, it's a whole different ballgame and people take you so much differently. And I think this is the best type of exposure you could ever get, is just speaking openly from the heart, bro. That's it.
Word.
People love it.
Yeah, no, for sure. No,
people love realism, bro. And you'll learn that people, it doesn't matter how good you look or how much money you have or whatever it is. If you're just a real person, man, and you're genuine, that's all that matters. And be kind.
Word up, man. Word up, word up. Well, this has been, this has been a really good talk, man. I appreciate you, man. Honestly,
I've liked it, man.
yeah,
I like the short and sharp podcasts.
yeah.
You know,
We're kind of getting people used to a bit long form, but at the end of the day, yeah, when you're on the block, man, so we don't want to, just expect people going to listen for 5 hours, So
Yeah, like that Joe Rogan 3-hour stuff. I don't know how people sit the whole thing.
I
Like
used
he has sick guests, but
yeah.
I've never watched a 3-hour podcast in my life.
Well, I think what they do is what I was doing when I was listening to him is I would listen to like half an hour and then stop and come back to it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, though, with TikTok and everything, you've got to be a diehard fan and with attention spans, you've got to be a diehard fan to really get through even a film.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
Do you make long form content with your podcast? How long do your ones go for?
Hour max.
Yeah.
Hour max.
Makes
I
sense.
find most people listen to them on a drive to work or like a walk or something like that. And realistically, how do you ever drive to work for over an hour, or do you walk for
In the
over
US,
an
they
hour?
do, bro. Like, there's people out there like, oh, it took me like 2 hours to get to work. That and I'm like, what the fuck, 2 hours, bro? This is 2 hours. Like, yeah, but in Australia, 100%.
Yeah,
it's like if you're going an hour to work.
To be honest, I find even shorter better. Like you get those 30-minute ones, and people just, your attention span, it dies off after a certain amount of time. So you might as well get the most bang for your buck. And then what I would usually do is, for example, if you want to get more out of me, we do a 2.0.
Yeah.
You get me back on again.
That's why
not drag it all in one episode. Do you know what I mean? That's what I do. I've had guests on like twice, but we'll come back and we'll reevaluate.
I think that's a good method too. That's probably the way I'm headed. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And definitely want to get you back and kind of see, where you've like gone from here.
Yeah.
And
next time I'm down, we should I'll get you on mine, but in your studio and talk about you know what I mean?
Oh, true. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah, that's what they do these days. Yeah, they get like in the same studio and cross promote and stuff. Yeah, no, so much respect, man. This is this has been a pleasure, man, and it's good to know you. And I wish you all the best, man. And safe flight tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But we're moving down, so.
Oh, there you go, man.
We'll be here more often.
Yeah, nice.
But respect and good luck with your podcast, bro. You'll do well. Just keep doing your thing. Keep getting rappers on. Keep get someone in a bit of different niche, if that makes sense.
Had a comedian on the other day.
Yeah, because like when you're accommodating to different people, you get a different audience. So like try to get a little bit of everyone on. Keep the conversations interesting and short. That's all you can do, bro. You'll do well.
I appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Well, this has been another one for the road. Where can I find you at? Jaxon Tippet, Instagram?
Yeah, I am Jaxon Tippet, all one word.
Yep.
Everything's on there. Just send me a DM and hopefully these reels get a bit of traction.
You'll hit them back if they send you a DM?
Absolutely.
I think you go. Hit them
only,
up, man.
only if it's
only one. You get one credit a year.
Nah.
Appropriate, yeah. No, fair enough, man. No, much love. This is another one for the road. This is Jaxon Tippet. Be sure to check him out on Instagram, man, and get your reps up, get your mind right, get your nutrition on, eat them,
stay healthy, stay fit,
lean
get
greens.
exercising.
That's it, man. Big ups, man. Peace.
See ya.